One of the phrases that really encapsulates the Windhorse approach is that the people are the medicine. We work with folks on teams to create a kind of a tailored approach for each individual, but the heart and soul of the Windhorse approach is the relationships that develop.
I think I always had undiagnosed depression, and as I got older, I always needed something to medicate myself, but I wasn't on medication, so what I looked to was drugs and alcohol. And what happened was I eventually got myself into this psychotic state. And, my parents realized there was a problem.
In the work with Will, what we saw was a person who came to us in a withdrawn and untrusting and deeply troubled place. I remember when I first met Will, and I was just touched by how fragile he seemed.
There's a human element and an honesty amongst the staff. There's no talking down, there's no superiority, inferiority, subordination feeling. It's all for one for all, and a group effort where everyone's honest and open.
We're actually in relationship often 3 hours at a time, and what we found is that healing happens in relationship. Most people who've experienced psychosis have spent a lot of time alone and very isolated, and it's really hard to recover alone and isolated in your own mind. But when we show up and we meet each other and we get into relationship, we recover. It's actually skilled clinicians, counselors, therapists who are really paying attention to the subtle workings of our minds. At some point, as we work with our own minds more and more directly, we can use less and less medication and bring ourselves together back to our bodies, our environment, and our relationship. And that's how we recover.
For Will, the process of recovery was very complex, very specifically to the way that Windhorse works with people. We worked with Will very closely. We spent a lot of time together. When we talk about someone learning how to cook, it's not just in isolation. We work with people around daily, ordinary, important, life-giving activities. Over the years that I've been here, we've also found the approach to work very effectively with folks suffering from major depression, from anxiety, from Asperger's. There's really a range of human problems that this approach is applicable to.
No one should be left alone in a predicament. No one should be left alone in psychosis. We also have community groups. It can be clients that gather together and play music. It could be the whole community itself, staff and clients included. And what we've noticed is when there's a natural grouping of people that share activities in the world together, there's a confidence that comes, a sense that I am capable, I can recover.
We have peer counselors with lived experience, team leaders who have master's level training, senior clinicians who are psychotherapists. We believe that it's important to use best practices wherever we might find them, whether that's skillful and judicious use of medications, whether that is finding alternative treatments.
One of the deciding factors for our family to sign up with Windhorse was the opportunity to have our loved one in an independent living situation. The idea of a group home was really not in our palette of choices.
Our housemates live with someone in various states of mind. We screen them and we do an assessment to see how well this person's suited to someone working with their mind in states of disorder and disarray.
Spending one-on-one time with each person from his team and one-on-one time with me allowed him to start to hang out with us as a group more comfortably and to open up more comfortably. And over time, he started to feel more comfortable just going out into the environment of a coffee shop and start interacting and making friends there and wanting to have those people over who weren't just on his team and who weren't just his housemate.
What's great about the housemates and pretty much anyone that I've met who's affiliated with Windhorse is They are always very friendly and accepting. They never have this client mentality or like treating people like they have a problem. And that was a huge thing that right away was just great. A couple of my housemates were, one had been working in the Peace Corps, one, graduated from NYU. They're very intelligent people, and they really are supportive.
There's a beautiful relationship that happens between clients and housemates where they get to benefit each other. And instead of constantly being the patient who's so chronically ill they can't do anything, they're like, wow, I have something to contribute.
They kind of let me control my destiny. And I went at my own speed, which was slow at first, but then it started to rapidly change as I had more confidence in myself.
Will's process of recovery really alternated between his work with people and his work with himself. Will really struggled with his loneliness, his isolation. He had to really challenge himself to move out of his comfort zone and be in relationship. He had to challenge himself to be in situations that actually made him anxious. And he was brave about that. He pushed himself. He responded to the encouragement of the team. He saw people on his team who also worked on themselves and also had to cultivate their own wisdom and sense of goodness.
Just the basic interaction with people and just being treated as a normal individual plays a huge role, and it just helps in building confidence and being able to go out in the world with these issues. You can cope so much easier.
The Windhorse community is situated within a larger community, which I think is one of the wonderful things about people who come here. They're not away from the world. They have neighbors, post offices, they have grocery stores, working with the community in all its pressures and benefits.
We had to dig deeper to find Windhorse, and once we did, our family all came onto the same page for where we are and where we're going. That was a huge shift in our family's effort to keep together and pull together and do what we can to help each other. We have to do our best. We have to support our loved one at the highest level and allow independence to come forward. Allow the genius to come out, whatever that may be, and be supportive of our loved one. That's the path we took, and with great relief and comfort, we found that path through Windhorse.